How are you this morning? It's a great day today.
It is. Today is Di's birthday.
Yay! But we don't count them anymore
No, we don't.
at all. Because, when you get older, you don't feel any different than you did the day before. It's more for everybody else to celebrate while you're sitting there creaking down the hallway.
That's not true. You don't create. You're probably healthier than I am.
Probably so. But I'm just saying, it's
I
like,
mean, you certainly can run circles around me.
yeah, you're going to be old next week. She'll be a half a century.
I will. The fabulous 50 I'll be turning. So.
Yeah, she's been worried about it since she's like 45. Oh my God, I don't want to turn 50, but here we
Honestly,
are.
It's sad to say, but a lot of people in my family died when they were young. So
Debbie
honestly,
Downer.
I'm not being a Debbie Downer. Good morning, Rainey.
Good morning.
I just honestly, I don't think thought I'd make it to 50. Not that I live.
Wow, you really are a Debbie Downer
No,
today.
I'm just saying. Not that I was like this adventurous person by any means. You know what I'm
No.
saying? But I guess when you're younger, you just don't think about it.
No, you don't. Not at all. You think you have all the time in the world. And then when you get to be up around my age, you start counting down the days going, how much time do I have to do this? And then you want to just go everywhere and do everything. So,
Well, that's probably true.
yeah, so I'm, like one day I will travel again, but I don't have any one days. I have to think about it now.
That's not true.
What
You
does that
have
mean?
nothing. Your collar was up wrong.
Oh.
You have more than one day.
So to get past that, today we're going to talk about, we had a friend a long time ago.
Just one.
We had this friend from a long time ago that he was a hippie from the 60s.
Oh my God,
no,
I loved him.
No doubt. He was just that. And he never swayed from who he was. And he was just so cute. He was an older guy, but he was as funny as could be.
And some people watching this show might actually remember him.
Yeah, his name was Wink. And what did he used to say, Robin?
He used to say, in order to have a friend, you must first be a friend.
And we always thought that was the greatest sentence. So,
well, then he busted into Joe Cocker singing.
Oh yeah, he used to do the Joe Cocker song at our karaoke shows, but he did go into that. But that was his introduction. And we were talking about him last night, and we thought about it, and we're like, that was the best sentence ever. In order to be a friend, you first have to.
In order to have a friend.
Oh, in order to have a friend, I'm sorry. In order to have a friend, you have to first be a friend. And everybody thinks they're friends, but how many of you have friends that are really just acquaintances? Like, we thought we had all these friends.
Well, there are, yeah. And then
they're still our friends. A lot of them.
Some of them are, yeah. But I mean, they're like, you have.
But they all moved away, and you just lose touch.
You lose touch. Same with like your high school friends and stuff like that. You think you're gonna be friends forever.
You do.
And it turns out that I still have high school friends. Two of my high school friends married, and so they're still my friends.
Yeah, and I met them, and they are hysterical.
So their kids are hysterical. I mean, it's just great family.
And it took me so long to meet them too. We used to live in Louisiana, and I thought maybe she's afraid of me. Maybe he doesn't know who I am. It's like, why aren't I meeting them? But then finally one day, they came to Biloxi, and I met them, and I laughed so hard, and I love their children. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah, they're great. But so I guess the point of the story is that you think that you have all these friends, but then you sometimes find out that maybe they're not such good friends.
And we're not trying to be Debbie Downers. We're trying to make you sometimes. We like to have
thoughtful content.
Yeah, we like to have thoughtful content, and we a few times thought we had really good friends, and they really were not. And you find that out afterwards, like after it's too late, and you're wondering what is happening to this friendship.
Well, I think here's the thing. I think that you grow you meet people at the same emotional level, I think. And so you both have needs for whatever the case may be that provide a certain comfort zone. And then I think what happens is, you grow. It's that ladder effect. One grows, the other one grows, so forth and so on. But sometimes you're so wrapped up in just that initial anxiety of meeting somebody new and becoming friends or whatever, that you're not really paying attention to all the signs, I think. That
Excuse me one sec.
or maybe it's not necessarily the signs, maybe you kind of outgrow one another, right? But either way, you need to start, I guess, maybe paying attention. Are the relationships healthy for you?
Yes.
Are you still benefiting from those relationships? And which ones are you not benefiting from, I think?
I like friends that are like you can tell them anything, and like Robin. Robin's been my friend for
20 years.
20 years, right? I know I could tell her anything. She would help me bury a body and never say anything. But that's not really true. That's not what we do for a living or anything.
Thank God I don't have to worry about that. We just watch ID channel all the time.
But in order to have a friend, yes, you do have to first be a friend. And I know I repeated it because I want you to really understand. You have to be a friend too. It can't be a one-sided relationship.
Oh, but there's so many of them out there that are.
Yes. I mean, if you're a true friend, you're gonna go through it with that person. If they have something going on, you're gonna sit and listen and be there for them. And it should be vice versa. If you find that you're the only one that's listening and being there for the person, then you might wonder how strong that friendship is.
Well, now I'm going to say this. I think, I've got some friends. There are some friends that I know are completely one-sided. Mm-hmm. I absolutely know that. I know that I am, I'm there for them strictly. They are never there for me. I would probably not pick up the phone and call them if I needed something because I already know they're not going to be there for me. But I am fully aware that that's who and what they are.
Yeah. Rainey said most friends in her life have been in her life well over 20 years. That is awesome. And I know you do have some good friends out there. And even I probably could call you and say, oh my God, I just need to talk. And you would listen. You're one of those kinds of friends. And just because we don't live near each other and it's not like we can go hang out, you know that I think it goes both ways. I know you could call me and I would be there for you, That's just how friendship is supposed to work. Even if you're far away. I had a conversation with someone the other day and said, hey, did we do something wrong to you? You don't comment, you don't do anything. Did we do something wrong? And she wrote back, oh my God, no, time got out of hand, and it's like, it's like sometimes that just happens. People move away, people get jobs in other areas, and just things happen during your life that it takes your friend away. But still, there are things like trust, all right? And that's the same as any relationship. You have to be able to trust the person that you have in your life as a friend. Sometimes, though, it can go terribly wrong. Like if you know a couple and you're friends with both of them, it's like this isn't meant to be a Debbie Downer thing, but if you're friends with both people and they break up and then get mad at you for talking to the other one, that is a ridiculous junior high school move.
Just point that out there.
No, I'm just saying, you didn't break up with them. They broke up with each other, and it happens so often in life. And they get mad at you for literally talking to your friend, but they're hurt too. So you try and be there for both of them,
Yeah, that's a fine line to walk.
Yeah, that is a very fine line, but it does happen. So you have to decide, sometimes you just got to walk away and not worry about which side. If they're putting you in the middle like that, that's not cool. And I tell people that I've been in that situation about that. I didn't break up with you. I'm friends with both of you and I'm not changing that. So I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, I just try to be the best person that I can be. I just try to, I try to listen to everybody. I try to just be supportive, and I try not to, to get in the middle. I mean, you can listen. You know what I'm saying? You can listen to how both people feel, and you can feel compassion, and you can, empathize with them. But I don't think you have to pick a side per se.
No. But how about this? Have you guys ever been in a situation where this is a little out there, but have you ever been in a situation where you're a friend and you're friends with two people in a relationship, and one of those people, I hate to bring this up, but some people do cheat. And it's kind of a Debbie Downer. She just rolled her eyes for bringing it up. But what would you do if someone you know and love and they were your best friends forever is cheating on somebody, and they're not telling the other person, and the other person keeps asking you, oh my god, I don't know why our relationship is so different, blah blah blah, and you're sitting there knowing why? Would you tell them, or are you betraying the trust of your first friend? So
Well, first of all, your first friend should not put you in that position.
That's exactly
their
right.
problem and their issue.
Because
You know what I'm saying?
I know me enough, and Robin, you know me enough to know that I can't hide things. If somebody looks at me and asks me a direct question, you're going to get the direct answer, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think here's the thing. I don't think anybody should put me in a position to lie for you. I mean, that's just how I feel about it, because I'm probably not going to do that for you, just so you know.
Yeah, so that's good.
That I don't offer any information. It's not my business. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm the type of person that pretty much tries to stay out of everybody's business.
But if you're a good friend, you're going to know that the other one's just hurting and knocking their head against the wall, trying to figure out what they're doing wrong when it's not them at all. So at some point, you're going to go, when asked, at some point, you're going to say, here's what's happening.
Oh, if asked, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah, I don't mean to hurt you.
I'm not going to lie about it.
But man, there was a time I couldn't stand hurting somebody, and and the messenger always gets shot. I just want you to know that ahead of time. The messenger always gets shot because the person that you help doesn't want to believe that the other one would do that to them. So I'm just saying, this is where the gut feelings come in. That is exactly true, Rainey.
Yeah, and it's sad. I don't want to spend the whole morning discussing somebody cheating, but I do want to say that is definitely, trust is a big issue.
Trust is a big issue, and that's values also. What is your moral stance on that? And when you're friends with both people, you got to know what your moral stance is. How fair is it to let somebody hurt while the other one is just, la ha ha, I'm getting away with this, and it's not cool. So,
well, I mean, there's signs of distrust. You can always, I mean, like I said, I did not really want to get on this tangent.
No, I know.
But if somebody's not giving you eye contact, there's so many different ways that you can pick up on distrust.
Yeah.
That I think, whether it's a friend or a relationship or whatever the case may be, if you're not open and honest, then
if you're the one that's always reaching out to the person, and they don't ever really reach out to you unless they need something or some crisis in their life, try and figure out why when you call them they're not picking up, or they just leave you hanging, they don't call back, those are signs that it's a one-sided relationship. And maybe what?
I think everybody should evaluate, like, the healthiness of relationships. I mean, I
Mhm.
think you should do that anyway, because are they supporting,
Excuse
you
me
know,
one minute.
is the health, is it healthy enough that it's supporting you? Is it, is it detrimental to your health? Are there signs? Are there red flags? Are there, I mean, you should really pay attention to that, because you don't want to wake up one day, and I see this all the time, and especially, years ago I used to see it a lot, but you don't want to wake up one day and go, oh, how did I get here? Where did our friendship go? Or
Well, it's
why?
sometimes you just grow apart.
Sometimes you do, but I mean, I think you should just kind of pay attention. Is everything in your life for the better of your life? And if not, then maybe you should evaluate whether it's okay to have it there.
Mhm.
Because there are some things. Listen, I'm not an advocate for getting rid of people. I'm really not. For cutting off relationships just for no reason. I'm not.
I'm not either.
I'm just not an advocate for that, because I think we do grow, we do change, but I think it's important that if you truly love somebody, that you want to support them and stand by them, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got friends that I had years ago that, believe me, I
You just made that sigh.
because it's unfortunate, but I had to end the relationships because for one, I don't deal with drugs at all, so
Yeah.
I'm very against drug usage, and so there's sometimes you get to a point with people that you just realize that you can't solve their problems, or you can't help people who don't want to help themselves.
No.
And so I think you have to kind of come to that realization.
In that case, you should really try and steer them towards professional help. But if they don't want help, and I learned this so hard, if they don't want help, they're not going to get help. They could hit what you think is a bottom, and it's not their bottom.
Yeah.
So you just have to sometimes walk away for the health of yourself, and pray, and just pray that they get some kind of help soon, But also in relationships, if you find that you're friends for a while, and then all of a sudden you start having like conflicts all the time about stupidness, and you just are not on the same page anymore, and you shake your head and go, what is wrong? I used to be able to tell you this and this, and now you're not even listening. When someone's doing like 6 things at once while they're talking to you, they're not really paying attention.
It's funny because it's not really funny. It's kind of sad, but when you think about it,
it's a Debbie Downer conversation.
Well, I have a barrier, so I kind of.
You mean like a wall?
Yeah, I mean, like not everybody just gets in there. You know what I'm saying? Not just everybody gets to occupy space in my brain, or, I mean, because it's just life and it happens, and I'm just that way. But Di is a person that she is everybody calls her for therapy or whatever. I mean, even the stranger on the street will come up to her and just start telling her their life story, and so she's more of the kind of person that is gonna really listen to you, and she is
the stranger on the street.
Yeah, she's gonna be the one that's she's gonna be that friend that's always gonna be there for you. You're gonna pick up the phone, and she's always gonna be there. And sometimes,
no matter what time of the night it is.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes it's to a fault, because sometimes she's so busy being a good friend that she doesn't see the signs of what's taking place. There are signs. She doesn't see, that the person is, narcissistic, or now she does, because we've had that whole show, but she doesn't see those different behaviors of they're taking advantage of her, or they're just using her, or they're whatever the case may be. She doesn't always see that because she's so busy looking at how can I be a good friend to this person, whereas I am totally the opposite.
Robin
I'm like tough love,
strict boundaries, and
I am.
Don't come to me with your problems if you're not going to try and help yourself.
I will help
but
you.
she's really a good friend.
Yeah,
like,
I will help you move mountains. if you're taking the first step,
Yeah,
you know.
she will give you the shirt off her back.
But if you're just whining and and I'm gonna say this because oh my god, whining drives me nuts. But if you're just whining about your life,
As our dog sits here and whines.
yeah, because what you don't understand is people thrive on chaos sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I never understand that.
And so you're like just constantly helping them solve one problem after another. But if you got a friend, and I'm just gonna say this out there, if you've got a friend who is complaining about the same thing they've been complaining about for 5 years.
Do you know how many people I have said, if you don't change, nothing's gonna happen?
I mean, at some point, you gotta go, dude, go to therapy. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, friend.
But I mean, sometimes you just got to start worrying about your own mental health.
You do, but it's so funny. Like Sue just popped on, and we were going through some stuff, and she was going through some stuff, and we all have our own lives. She lives over in Kangaroo Park, which is Australia, for those who can't think this early in the morning. And we didn't stay in touch there for a while, to the point where it was like, are you okay? Like, why aren't you talking to us? And we really missed talking to her. I don't understand half the things she says.
That's not true.
That's not true. I'm learning how to speak Aussie. But there are some differences.
But there you go. There you go, friends. So here's the thing. We make time to either stay up later or get up early.
Yeah.
So that we can talk to Sue if we haven't talked to her in a while. Because that's what you do. You make arrangements. And so we always make the time to get together and catch up at least. So and we love Sue. We love talking to Sue. We have a lot of fun and we laugh a lot with Sue.
But here's the thing. If you are struggling with a friendship, you got to kind of see if they're emotionally draining you. If you get so caught up in someone else's stuff and you're like neglecting things that you should be doing, and all you're thinking about is, how can I help this person? How can I help? And they do nothing to change it, and the only thing that's happening is it's draining you. You need to let go for a while. Maybe something will change. Yeah, take some much needed break from the psychosis of whatever is happening in their world.
Tell us how you really feel. Just put it out there. Don't hide it.
I'm just saying that sometimes that happens where somebody just starts draining you, and no matter what you say, nothing's going to change. So that becomes an unhealthy dynamic for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
And if you find that someone's manipulating even your conversations, or they have they're trying to control the way the conversations go or what you do, like if you never get a chance to pick out where you want to go for the evening and it's always what they want, that's not a good friendship. That's somebody controlling and manipulating and doing whatever that is.
I think if you're
power struggles.
I think if you're continuing to do that, maybe it's time you should reevaluate your own priorities. I mean, I could give you a list of therapists if you need one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there are, and it took me a long time to learn this too. I will put this right out there. Robin has boundaries, like she just told you. Yeah. Boop. Do not cross that boundary line. Where I am an extremely forgiving person, and not that she's not.
You say I forgive.
You do forgive, but you don't let people constantly step over the boundary.
I do not.
But I took a long time. Like I kept saying, all right, well, I'll give you another chance. I'll give you another chance. But when they constantly step over the boundary line, like I had this one friend that, I could tell them I was going out to dinner, or I could tell them I was doing something, and they just didn't care. They would call me all through dinner, or they would call me in the middle of the night, or they just do whatever they need to do to fix whatever they felt at that moment. And
I think they
those are
called
boundary
you.
lines.
Yeah, I think they called you just to get over those boundaries because they knew that they could do that, and you would pick up the phone.
I know. I'm like one of those little pins that you put on a map and they just pull it out and put it where they want to, and I will react to it.
I mean, I do. I think that if you said, you know, if you said I got a date tonight, or it's Valentine's Day and you're going out with your partner or whatever, you know, they would call you the whole time.
And that doesn't go over
But the
well very much.
but the thing is you're the person that would answer the phone.
You know, I have this thing that any phone call could be important. So if somebody really needs to talk and they don't do that constantly about the same problem over and over and over again. And if I know they're going through something and my phone rings, yes, I will answer my phone. But if it's the same old, same old, same old, and they never do anything to fix the problem, like you just have to say to yourself, I can't do this right now. I'll answer the phone, but I'll be like, I can't talk about this right now. I will call you another time. But you gotta know you can be a friend, and that is truth. Like, I will be your very best friend as long as it's reciprocated, you know? Like, that's why I said I can tell Robin anything. We laugh all the time. Like, she is the very best friend.
We were laughing so hard last night.
Oh
we
my
were
God, I was
crying.
crying
It was
last
just
night.
terrible.
And normally it's about putting these shows together because, like I said, one day I want to do bloopers because
Yeah, we're going to, but we also should do an evening show where we can actually talk about some things that we don't talk about in the morning.
sometimes we just laugh so hard I can't even concentrate. But that's the kind of friend you should have, one that you can just laugh with, you know, instead of calling people and complaining all the time. Or you know, you could be going through something too, but if somebody doesn't get it or they don't want to hear it, and that's not your friend. That's just some person that only cares about themselves, you know. And because you can have struggles too, you know, you can't just
You're
always
entitled.
be the friend who listens, the friend who's there, the friend who's this. And if someone starts just treating you like you're just insignificant, oh hell no, I don't play that game anymore. I was insignificant a lot of times in my life, and I do not like that feeling. And at this point in my life, if you are like that, I just can't. Like if I call someone 100 times and they don't call back and can't make time for it,
Probably stop calling.
I should probably stop calling. And I'm getting to the point where I stop texting, I stop calling, all of it, because you're only banging your head against the wall. If they don't want, someone will show you that they want to be a friend, you know. And we're only talking about this because there's so many people out there being manipulated and controlled by friends. It's not even a relationship like that. I mean, friends, yes, friends are relationships in your life, but sometimes it's just not a healthy relationship. And if you're going to get a divorce from someone who's not healthy for you in your life, then maybe you should get a divorce from the person that keeps saying they're your friend. And you know, they're not. They're just somebody who's taking advantage of a good person.
Way to go.
But
Way
it's
to
the
go.
truth, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take care of you too. And if anybody, listen, I'm a firm believer in this. I want what's best for people.
Yes.
I want to see other people around me successful.
Mhm.
I want to see other people happy. That makes me happy.
And that makes both of us happy when
You know,
someone succeeds.
So if you're hanging out with people who don't feel that way for you,
Yeah.
then maybe it's time to evaluate.
Mhm.
If you're the person that just wants everybody to be happy and you want to encourage people and you want to support people, you know, we should be treating people how we would like to be treated.
Yes.
You know, so that's something that's really important to remember. That's healthy. that you want the person that's your friend to be happy and to be successful.
Yes.
When they start getting jealous of the fact that you're friends with the head guy, or they start getting jealous because you're, talking to more people or you have more friends, there's an issue there.
Yeah, and
you
some
know?
people are just one person people, and I find that odd
I'm that person.
that people get what?
Honestly, when I was all through growing up, I had one or two friends and that was it.
And you got mad at them if they had other friends?
No, I didn't get mad at them, but I mean, but I just I'm just the type of person that is, I don't know. I don't know.
You're very selective.
I am.
on who
I've
you
always
allow.
been that way.
Yeah, you're very selective on who you let in your
But
life.
now I could care less how many friends they have.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it was just, I don't know. Maybe I just had other things to do in my life that I didn't worry
Sue
about.
says that's her. She only wants to help other people.
I do.
Sue is like that. She's so kind. I mean, we've never met in person. We have a lot of virtual friends, and you got to be careful of them too, because you could tell them something, you're friends with them for a long time. You could tell them something, and all of a sudden it comes back in a whole nother way, like you're playing telephone when you're a kid. It comes back at you a whole nother way, and you know that the only place they could have gotten that information was from the person that you told. That's not your friend.
Well, maybe they just have issues. I tell Di this all the time, and I think this is the important thing to say, and then we'll kind of
we have to.
wind this
We're
down a
over
little
the
bit.
time.
But sometimes your definition of friendship is not the same as other people, and sometimes, like, she's had friends that have hurt her or whatever, and I have said, you need to understand that they love you to the best of their ability.
Mm-hmm.
Their definition isn't necessarily your definition.
And that could
and
be,
as long as you can accept that and know where
you stand,
then it becomes your choice. I think knowing is power. And I think, as long as you recognize and are truthful as to what that friendship really is, then you can decide whether or not it's valuable to you.
And I was going to say one last thing. You can have, like Sue, I think we'll be friends with forever, even though she's a virtual friend. Rainey, I know, and they just happen to be on here right now. But Rainey, I know I'll be friendly with her for the rest of my life. I don't have to see her every day, but there are friends where there's virtual friends, and you could think they think the best of you, and then you find out later on that they really never liked you in the first place, and they don't want to see you succeed, and they only want from you. And that to me is it's very hurtful, but you have to remember they are virtual friends. But a lot of my virtual friends I absolutely adore.
Again, people are people. And so you're going to have that one narcissist out of the bunch. I mean, be glad there's not 10 of them. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got to look at the bright side of everything.
That's also why we go to events, because I love meeting the people
in person
that are virtual friends. And some of them end up being lifelong friends, and some don't. Sometimes you just lose touch. But we have gone over our time. I hope you have the best friends in the world, and that they're your friends as well. So remember, in order to have a friend, am I getting this right?
In order to have a friend, you must first be a friend.
Yes.
And that being said, to all of our family and friends that we have in Florida, our thoughts and prayers are definitely with you.
Please stay
safe, and be smart.
Yeah. We love you guys. Thanks for stopping.
Oh, and happy birthday to Di.
All right. She's going to do this to me
all day. All
right. Well, you guys take care. We love y'all. And go out and be kind. Even if somebody's not kind back, just be kind or don't say anything. That's just the way it is. All right. Love you. Talk to you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye.